Hello once more, dear friends. The old veteran trees of Cypress Lawn Arboretum are a special part of our living collection, some of them 131 years in growing, and still branching out today. I know a profound sense of gratitude for this heritage to Hamden Holmes Noble and the founding stewards of Cypress Lawn. As modern-day caregiver of the gardens, the noble intention of planting and establishing a global diversity of trees over a century ago is a spirited tradition that I'm honored to carry forward.
The proactive notion of stewardship of this urban forest landscape is leveraged by the growing idea of the Arboretum Heritage Project. With this fledgling program, each autumn we will be planting young companion trees for many of our veterans to welcome and celebrate the next generation of life throughout Cypress.
And this season, we are beginning to embrace an even deeper level of commitment to the living legacy of the Arboretum by collaborating with some fellow tree stewards to grow the true children, the seeds of life, from centurial specimens like my good friend here. Oh, hi, Chris. Thanks for collecting those cones for us.
Welcome.
My colleague Christopher Campbell of CC Tree Design has just completed an ascent into this old veteran Monterey cypress and gathered this cluster of cones for us.
Each one of these Hesperocypris macrocarpa cones may hold dozens of viable seeds inside.
With the proper care, this gift of new life may be nurtured on into healthy mature trees that may grace the landscape of Cypress Lawn far beyond even my own lifetime. Let's go now on a journey together to learn of a few important steps to bring this vision of the Arboretum Heritage Project to life.
To begin the process of care, from seed to sapling, or a young tree ready to be planted back at the Arboretum, our first step is to trigger the seeds to start growing. We call this life stage germination. With the help of our good friend and Arboretum ally, Dave Teschler, the collaborative cultivation of healthy trees starts here. In the case of the Monterey cypress, and many conifers, the first step in germinating seeds is what we call stratification, a natural forest process which we'll learn more about together in future videos. Essentially, by placing these cones in a good old refrigerator for perhaps 1 or 2 months, we can mimic nature's seasonal way of preparing new plants to grow.
Closed cones from the same tree. When they open up, the seeds would be inside.
After cold stratification, our seeds are ready to be sown into liner trays, as can be seen here. Dave and Devil Mountain Wholesale Nursery Tree Propagation uses a system of permeable liners called Pioneer pots. This container system, which now scales up from 32 count and 8 count trays to 5-gallon and even 15-gallon containers, have an open air margin nested within a traditional hard-walled plastic pot. After our cypress seeds have been sown, the magic of life may begin. It's not long, a few days even, before these baby trees are sending roots down into the nursery medium of sand and fir bark mixed in equal parts. And before you know it, the first set of leaves are emerging. Beyond germination, our newly born tree may now be healthfully grown in an environment that will foster sustainable early development. Once a young cypress has grown a bit and emerged from the most vulnerable stages of early life, the viable seedling may be ready for transplanting into a larger tree box made of wood, which will be the plant's final growing place prior to establishment in its true intended home back at the Arboretum. Dave and I had a joyful time transplanting young cypresses into 24-inch boxes, and I learned a few key details of the process from Dave along the way. First off, tamping as you go, sometimes with a tamp dance, is important to avoid settling of the soil medium in the days after the tree is placed in the box. Second, using the simple tool of a wooden stake to measure the level of the soil and the height of the young tree's root flare, where the main stem meets the roots, allows for healthy development of both the above grade and below grade anatomy of this tree. When watering our young cypresses into their new temporary homes, it's important to give several deep soaks in a row, especially in the arid climate of Devil Mountain's Farmington facility in the Central Valley. Nearly saturating the soil, which will drain very well given the nursery growing medium of fir bark, sand, and perhaps some slow-release fertilizer, is one of the last steps of the transplantation process. And watering gently, as Mother Nature tends to do with the rain, is a simple way to be loving to the plants we steward. At a nursery like Devil Mountain, the controlled climate of greenhouses, shade houses, and other facilities allows for the vulnerable germinated trees to grow up into larger containers and very efficiently be transplanted and scaled up along the way. Thankfully, Dave and his terrific team of nursery kin at Devil Mountain will take good care of many of our cypress friends in the months ahead until they are ready to be added to the living collection of Cypress Lawn. In a fruitful collaboration for all, working together with our nursery professional Arboretum allies will allow for the healthy cultivation of hundreds of young trees to be added to the living collection on into our shared future. Let's return now, in our tree story, to the Arboretum, where it's becoming time to plant into the land. Back here at the Arboretum, Christopher and I will now have the special opportunity to plant a companion tree for this singular veteran cypress, which has stood here in Section C of our Foundational East campus for more than 100 years.
Wood chips here. This is gonna form our mulch ring. show you this little guy. It's a little companion cypress. Well, if you want to help me grab it. It's pretty heavy with water. Want it to be supported, but we don't want it to be so rigid that there's no movement at all in the wind.
When we plant trees for the next generation, as Mr. Noble and his fellows did for us, we really are setting the stage for a life of hope, gratitude, and joy for those to come. I'm charged with a profound sense of purpose for this kind of proactive stewardship, for cultivating the forest of the future. This is a collaborative journey, one where we'll go farther together. And that's a story you're welcome to share in bringing to life. Remember that you too can care for the trees around you, perhaps at Cypress Lawn Arboretum or wherever you call home. If you choose to, it may just be that the trees you care for come to nurture your own spirit in the seasons to come. Happy planting! We'll see you again next time.